In his defense, girl, he ain't got no defenses. He is disarmed. He is done. Finito. Finished. Hey, what is up, society? It is your favorite wannabe influencer and sovereign god, and welcome back to another Reddit story video. Y'all already know we get into the crazy titles, the crazy stories. Maybe I got some really interesting titles here today. So if you guys are ready to get into it, then I'm ready to get into it. Let's go. Hey, what is up, society? It is your favorite wannabe influencer and sovereign god, and welcome back to another Reddit story video, baby. I know that y'all read that title, so you already know we're getting back into these crazy stories, these crazy titles, honey. I'm super excited because some of these titles sound a little crazy. So if y'all ready to get into it, then I'm ready to get into it. Let's go. First story. Am I the asshole for exposing my cheating girlfriend at her birthday party? Come on with it. We love a little drama, a little revenge, honey. Let's go. I, 27 male, have been with my girlfriend, Sarah, 26 female, for 3 years. All this time, I thought that things were going great between us. We had already talked about moving in together and making our relationship formal. You know, an engagement, wedding, all that was planned. Dang, Sarah, girl, what, how you gonna have... You know what? Continue, Coy. However, a few months ago, she started to have some weird characteristics unlike her, like coming home late, being drunk, being secretive with her phone, and making excuses to avoid spending time together. Okay. For like a week, I tried to study her and get to know where all this was coming from. And to make it worse, I started to think that I was the problem. Why is she behaving like this? With time, my gut feeling kept nagging me, so I decided to do some investigation just to seek the truth. One night, while she was drunk asleep, I went through her phone and I checked her chats with her best friend because that's where all her secrets are. Not you finding the good chat. I was shocked to find out that she was having an affair with one of my boys. Okay. I was shocked to find out that she was having an affair with one of my boys. Baby, I would. Woo! You saved, Coy. You are saved. Have a good friend with one of my boys. I confronted her about it, and she denied everything. Even when I showed her the messages. Not you showing her own messages. Oh my God. She said that they were joking around and that I was being paranoid. I didn't buy it, but I didn't push further. Girl, boy, child. So last week was her birthday party where everyone was invited, including my boy. Girl, you are so like, what's the word, y'all? Like, you are so, oh my God. What is the word? You know what I was gonna say? You have the amount of audacity that is just unforeseen, okay? The audacity to invite the same man that you know your man knows you sleeping with is insane. But you know what, when you think about it, she probably invited him so she wouldn't seem suspicious. Okay, continuing. Invited and including my boy. Whew, child. I said to myself, I couldn't keep hurting and pretending I'm okay, period. So after the eating and dancing, it was time to talk. I decided to talk last as I wanted to hear everybody praise our relationship and then prove them wrong. Oh, he had a plan, honey. Come on. When it was my turn, I talked about trust and loyalty. And then I dropped the bombshell. I let everyone know that she was cheating on me and even sent the messages to her birthday group so everyone could see. Diabolical. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my gosh. Everyone was shocked while she felt embarrassed and ran out crying. Oh my God. Her family and friends came at me for humiliating her on her precious day. I left shortly after, feeling a mix of anger and relief. Now my phone keeps getting notifications from friends calling me all sorts of names. But I feel like she deserved it for betraying my trust. So, am I the asshole for exposing my cheating girlfriend at her birthday party? I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I was shocked, y'all, because I thought, when he said birthday party, I'm thinking, oh, okay, it's gonna be something cute. You, your boys, her friends. I didn't know that her family was gonna be there. Baby, if her mama was there, do you know how embarrassing that is? For your man to expose that you a cheating hoe in front of your mama, your mammy? No. I'm sorry, child. I would just disintegrate. But I'll take a pause on her family really quickly. OP, you are not the asshole. I mean, A, she decided to embarrass you because obviously her friends knew that she was cheating on you. Because that's where you pulled the messages from her friend group chat. So she's been embarrassing you this whole time. Humiliating you this whole time. Making you look like Boo Boo the Fool this whole time. And then your boys, I wonder how many of your guy friends know that your dude is sleeping with your girl. Hello? The way I see it, the Lord said an eye for an eye. Okay? Don't quote that other scripture to me. I don't know nothing about that. Okay? The Lord said eye for an eye. We are all made in the Lord's image, and the Lord is all in us. So with that being said, it's really you for you. You know what I'm saying? You're the one who do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I am not mad at you for embarrassing this buffoon. Now come on over to the family. Really? Y'all gonna really tell this man that he wrong for ruining her precious day? What about his feelings? What about his heart? What about his life? She ruining his fucking life because she's sleeping with his best friend or whoever the heck he is to him. Like what? So no, OP, good for you for getting your get back. You're gonna have mixed emotions because you do love her. Y'all been together for 3 years. But she betrayed you. And I mean, hey, throw that hoe outside. That's where she belongs. Right on the streets. Okay, she don't need to be with nobody who's loyal and caring and kind. So yeah. Not the asshole. That's all I gotta say. And then fuck her family, and fuck her friends. And I would cut off her damn body. Just start fresh. Okay? What did Monk say? Okay, burn the city down, take the ashes, and then burn those too. And then just start fresh. Period. Moving on. Am I the asshole for getting into an argument with my husband because he left me during surgery? The answer is no, because why wouldn't you do that for my girl? Moving on. I, 25 female, and my husband, 27 male, and I have been together for 4 years now. We don't have any kids. I had a same-day lumpectomy surgery yesterday. The tumor is not believed to be malignant, but I wanted it out since my mother had breast cancer. My husband got the day off work and drove me. The surgery was delayed for about 3 hours, and my husband was getting impatient. The surgeon finally came in and said she expected the surgery would take an hour. After she left, my husband said he was going to leave the hospital to go get lunch when I went under since he hadn't eaten all day. I wanted him to be able to eat, and I was trying to be brave, but I really didn't want to be left when the surgery was only about an hour. So I asked him if we could pick up food for him on the way home. He gave me the impression that he would stay, and I was wheeled away. Fast forward to 30 minutes later. I was being shaken awake by a nurse who told me that I was sick and she was trying to get in touch with my husband. Apparently, during the surgery, my blood pressure dropped rapidly, and my surgeon was able to get the tumor out in 20 minutes. My BP was 70/30 by the time they got it out, and my lips had turned blue. Damn. Everybody said, "Hey, Miss Man, we wasn't prepared for this." I'm just playing. I was very sick in the room. I was bleeding through my internal stitches, coming in and out of consciousness, and was vomiting. All the while, my nurse was trying to track down my husband. My surgeon called him, but he did not answer. I'm very thankful for the sweet nurses who took care of me and reassured me. It is the next day now, and I'm very emotional and angry about the whole ordeal. Wait. He left and didn't come back? Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Okay. My husband did not apologize. He's been incredibly defensive about the whole thing. His explanation for leaving was, I went out and got lunch, and then I was getting gas because I was low from driving your ass around. The surgery was supposed to be an hour. How was I supposed to know your heart could have stopped? Motherfucker! Driving my ass around? Oh, Jesus. Woo! They was gonna be having to wheel my ass back into that surgery room, okay? And it was gonna be rolling his ass into the morgue because I would have got. I would have leaped out of that bed so quickly. He wouldn't even been able to say before I would have been on him. Continuing. Heart could have stopped, Lord. I told him that he had one job. One! Oh no! I'm sorry. He had one job, which was to stay with me and tell me what the surgeon says. I could get over him leaving if he was apologetic or remorseful, but I'm shocked at his words and how little he seems to care for someone he claims to love. In his defense, girl, he ain't got no defenses. He is disarmed. He is done. Finito. Finished. I'm sorry. In his defense, he cared for me last night when he got home, but left today after we argued. Oh, wow. He gets brownie points. Clap it up for being a husband. Like. Okay. Left today after we argued. I'm sure I'm just still really emotional from the anesthesia and being a bit dramatic. Okay. But I can't even look at him the same. He is usually attentive and caring, so I am baffled. I'm sure he thought the chances of anything going wrong were slim, but I can't understand his thought process. I sat for hours and hours in the waiting room during my mother's breast cancer procedures and was nervous to even leave for a minute to get food. God forbid that I don't have cancer because I don't trust him with anything medical now. Anyway, I'm unsure what hope I would get from writing to a bunch of strangers. I just wanted to vent. Girl, write to us anytime. Write to us anytime. Okay? Like, don't get me wrong. Okay? Don't get me wrong. In the beginning, I was like, him not wanting to not go get food, especially that y'all been there already for 3 hours. Y'all probably had to drive a little bit. Y'all probably been up for probably an hour or two before that. So he's probably gone about 5 hours without eating. And then you're going to be in surgery for another hour. And sometimes surgery does not go as planned, as you can clearly see. And sometimes surgery takes longer or takes less. So I wasn't going to be mad at him for wanting to go grab something to eat because you just never know. You know, there's some people, like even my mom and my people in my family, they can't go that long without at least eating a snack, having something. So him putting something on his stomach, I wasn't going to fault him for that at first. But now, fuck this motherfucker. Because who do you think you're talking to? I'm telling y'all, we wouldn't have left the hospital. We wouldn't have left the hospital. Because after I would have got done doing him in, they was going to have to roll his ass back into that motherfucking operating room to get him right. Because I was going to turn him every which way but loose. Because who the freak do you think that you talking to? Child, no, you're not the asshole OP to answer your question. You're not. He gotta go. And like you said that he's usually caring and attentive. Y'all been together for 4 years. 4 years. And you know what they saying? It's diabolical. These men, I don't even think that men are marrying for love anymore. I think that they're marrying for entrapment. Like they're putting on this facade, this mask to make them believe that they're a good man, just so they can bag you, to make you feel like it's too late now to walk away, to run away, to be away from them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just too many of these stories where it's like, yeah, he wasn't like that in the beginning. He was an amazing husband. I loved him. And now, boom, this shit. So, girl, I think that you need to go ahead and get up out of there, okay? Because this is obviously, I don't want to say he ain't a real person, but it's giving, okay? This is a cake, but it's actually a pile of shit with whipped cream on it. That's literally what it's giving. He's trying to feed you that. It's time to dip. Child. Whew, I'm still just stuck on who he thought he was talking to. Moving on. How do I tell my boyfriend I'm embarrassed of his social media? 22 female and 25 male. How do I tell my boyfriend I despise his social media content and that it's embarrassing me? Oh! My boyfriend and I have been dating for about 8 months now. I am so in love with this man. I could marry him tomorrow. But there's one problem. His social media is mortifying. Oh, Lord. He is constantly posting fitness stuff on his Instagram, but not in a hot way, a super cringy way. Every time he uploads a story, I cringe and pray it's not too bad. Damn! I'm embarrassed to tag him on any stories or pictures. I know it's not a big deal, but it really bothers me. He is an angel and he's the best boyfriend, but I really can't get over this. It's gotten to the point that he's asking me why I'm not tagging him and stuff. How do I tell him I'm absolutely despised? How do I tell him I absolutely despise his Instagram presence without crushing his ego? Child! Oh my God, this is such a Gen Z thing. Oh my God, Lord. It is such a Gen Z thing. Like, girl, if you don't block him and keep it pushing, like, I wish you would have given us some context as to what exactly he is doing, because the congregation would like to know. What is he doing? Because you say he posts his fitness content, but is he like a gym bro? Is he out there just doing like, yeah, crushes? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he doing that? Or is he just saying, like being like a kind of misogynist or being fat phobic or something? Like, what do you mean by weird? What do you mean by cringe? Like, what do you mean? Like, is he really not, eating it up in the gym, but he think that he eating it up, thinking that he's showing off his blubber. He really think he's showing off a pec, but he's showing off that blubber. You know what I'm saying? So, ain't nothing wrong with a little blubber, okay? We all love us a big boy. Hello? But I'm like, what is he posting? I want to know. Like, drop his Instagram in the comments. Like, I'm trying to see something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to see because I feel like I can't formulate a proper response because I don't know what the cringe is. But based off of this context, friend, it's just a conversation. It's just a conversation. You could literally just tell him, babe, I love you to death. Truly, I do. But I can't with the social media. I'm sorry. It's just not for me. Okay? Love you. Gonna have to block you. If you got a problem with it, then oh well. But baby, I just got done listening to our our fairy godbrother on freaking TikTok. I always forget his name, but he's literally a dating and life coach. I believe he's been a dating coach for like 14 years, and he literally just told us to date the corny men, date those cornballs because they make the best husbands. Okay, because they're caring, they're goofy, you are their whole world. Marrying the nice guy, marrying the corny guy they usually make the best husbands. And you already said that you ready to marry him tomorrow. So he already got those good husband qualities, girl. 80-20 rule, or is it the 20-80 rule? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. But I think that you got you a good one here. If he's cringing you on social media, baby, hit that block. Just have a conversation with him and say, baby, I'm sorry. I love you. And if you don't want to block him, restrict his account. Restrict his account, or at the very minimum, just unfollow. That's easy. Unfollow. Don't follow him on nothing. Just unfollow him. You ain't got to block or restrict his account because I know on Instagram. Yes, on Instagram. Just unfollow him. His stuff won't pop up on your For You page no more. Easy. Girl, you either have a conversation with him and tell him that you cringed out, or if you want to avoid it, just unfollow him. But he gonna figure out that you unfollowed him. So, talk to your future husband. Okay, this is petty. Talk to him, child. Lord. Y'all drop your opinions down in the comments. You already know how it go. Moving on. Am I the asshole for being mad about my nephew beating cancer? Okay. Let's get into it. My son was recently discharged from the hospital after a long stay, about 3.5 months. He was having emergency heart surgery due to a ruptured aortic dissection, which is rare in children. The surgery was about 15 hours long because he was bleeding all night long and almost died. Dang. He has a bleeding disorder and also an extremely low platelet at this time. Dang, what is wrong with this poor baby? And the recovery was very tough. He got infections back to back, septic shock, and other problems. He almost died again, but he was put on ECMO and a ventilator, and he stayed in ICU from post-surgery day to 2 weeks before discharge. Wow, that is crazy. On the other hand, one of my nephews recently just kicked cancer's ass. Come on, beating cancer's ass. We are so proud and grateful. We're proud of him too. Even though it doesn't mean it's all over, we are happy with this news. For info, my son is also battling cancer. It's been 4 years and he has yet to get into remission. He hasn't done it not one time, and he probably never will. He's still on the battle. Damn. Last night, we were out for dinner together. There was me, my son, my husband, and all my family members. They just arrived the night before from my home country. It is a holiday time for schoolers there, so that was our first dinner together. I brought up my son just being discharged recently after facing a big battle. That's how I phrased it. They were so happy, and my son as well. He's still weak, in pain here and there. He's overall stable, so he can be with us. Then my sister suddenly said, and my nephew just beat cancer, and clapping her hands. My family turned away from my son so fast to congratulate them. What is this? What is this? Whose kid was the sickest and whose kid battled the worst disease? Okay, hold on. I don't know. I'm happy for them and for my nephew, but I'm just sad. I could see my son forced his smile seeing them. I'm just hurt, and I'm probably a bad person. You're not a bad person. Okay, you're just not. It's not really about the attention. I don't know how to explain it. I hope any of you can understand. I was quiet through the dinner majority of the time. I barely smiled. My parents noticed this and they didn't seem to like it. They were talking about my nephew's cancer treatment in Singapore and their experience there. No one talked to my son. After dinner was over, my mom confronted me through text, saying, "How can I have that kind of attitude? Why am I mad about my nephew beating cancer?" I told her I wasn't. Apparently, I vomited my true feelings about the situation to her. She called me an asshole, and I just don't like seeing my family being happy. And that I should be grateful, at least my son isn't dead. My sister blocked me, and my other siblings are turned on my side. Am I the asshole? So, fuck your family, okay? Bitch, I'm not trying to say that your sister was being an attention whore, okay? Let me not say that. Because, yes, her child just beat this milestone in XYZ, but assuming that your family knows what your son has been going through, why would you take that time to gloat about your child beating cancer? And don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. She has every single right to celebrate her child, okay? You have every single right to celebrate your child. But it's similar to if your friend just had a miscarriage. You're not quick to be like, "Oh, and I'm having a baby." You know what I'm saying? It's like, have some fucking decorum. Like, obviously, they have been struggling as a family with their child's health. I understand that you're excited for your child's health, but the fact that you kind of just took it upon yourself to use that as a moment to try to highlight that your kid is not experiencing what her kid is experiencing, it's just rubbing me the wrong way. Honestly, OP, I don't think that you're the asshole because, like you said, you're not unhappy that your nephew beat cancer. Of course, you don't want your nephew to have cancer. What you're experiencing, which I'm going to just guess here, is that you're seeing somebody else's child experience something that you don't feel like your child will ever have. Your kid has been going through a tough battle. Like all this stuff, staying in the hospital that long, literally having to go under surgery. The recovery time is terrible, getting these infections, and he's been battling cancer for 4 years. That's a lot. Your son almost died twice. That is a lot to take in, and just it's similar to like when you lose something and you see somebody getting that exact thing that you just lost. Granted, your baby is not dead, thank God, but at the end of the day, he's still weak. He's still struggling. He still probably has a long way to go. And it's like, I just personally, as a family member, even if my kid did experience that, I'm not about to bring that up when I see that my friend or my sister is experiencing something like that. You can see that her kid is weak. Y'all know their battle. I'm not going to sit here and act like they didn't tell y'all. Y'all know what's going on with that baby. And for you to be like, "Oh, but then my son beat," it's just like, okay, this is our first dinner together. I understand that as well. But it's just like the same thing, like I said, with the miscarriage and you being pregnant. I just feel like it wasn't the time. I feel like this could have been a time for y'all to comfort them. Yes, that baby deserves to be highlighted for beating cancer. Yes, they deserve to have their time in the limelight. But I just don't feel like your family should have taken that time to highlight that other baby's accomplishment, especially when this little boy is, or little girl, or whatever age they are, is still struggling with that exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even if she was gonna bring it up, she could have just been like, we're happy that our son was able to get recovery and was able to do well. But we are praying for you. We hope that you get better. Let's uplift you while we have you here. Like after this long journey, I'm not minimizing anybody's success or beating cancer, but it's rubbing me the wrong way, y'all. I'm torn on it because it's rubbing me the wrong way because I personally just could not do that to my family member. And then your family come around saying, "Be happy that he's not dead." Bitch, fuck you. Who the hell do you think you are? How dare you say some shit like that to me? Be grateful that your son isn't dead. Girl, mama wouldn't want to see me. Mama wouldn't want to see me. I'm telling you that right now. And she knew to do that shit over text. Because how dare you? How are you upset that your nephew beat cancer? She's not upset that her nephew beat cancer. She's upset that her baby is still very much at risk of dying from this illness that he's been battling so long. And she has every single right to feel that way. And you don't have the right to tell her how she should feel. She's still grieving that. And that's one thing I want to talk about too. People don't realize how much as human beings we experience grief. Like grief is not always with somebody dying. Grief could be losing a job. Grief could be losing a friendship. Grief could be feeling helpless. Where you're looking at your family member, like this situation, looking at your child be sickly and you can't do a damn thing about it, but damn near just watch them wilt away. You feel like you can't do anything. That is grief. Even though her child is not dead, she is still experiencing that grief because he is not safe yet. He is still very much in the gray area. And that takes a lot on a mother's heart. And it's different for a mother than it is for a father. And I'm not saying that fathers do not grieve, but a mother takes that baby and she builds that baby from her own body. She births that baby into this world. She creates a connection, especially when she's breastfeeding with that child. So it hits mothers especially hard. And when you can't do nothing for your baby, when all you want to do is make their pain go away, how fucking dare you tell her to be grateful that her baby's not dead? Bitch, I better not ever catch your ass. Okay? You don't want to see me. So OP, no, you're not the asshole for not being happy about your nephew beating cancer. Because you're not even upset about that. You're grieving the fact that your child cannot have that celebration. Because they are in that exact same predicament. It sounds like in a worse predicament than the nephew. And I feel like your sister used that moment to make it about her. And that shit don't sit right with me. Like, it just don't sit right with me. They do both have a similar situation going on. They have a similar diagnosis. But at the end of the day, you could have chosen a different time to highlight him when you see that your sister is hurting. Like, that is just, I don't know. Maybe I just care too much about people. Okay, maybe I'm just too much of a nice person. Maybe I got some damn decorum. But y'all drop your opinions down in the comments. But hold on, there is an edit. Give me a second. Edit. I wasn't sure about giving this edit at first, but some of you missed the point of them ignoring him, her son. The ignore is them not talking to him at all after the quick 2-minute celebration that they gave him. Oh, so they just treated your son like shit, right? I forgot about that. They just completely disregarded him. They didn't even make eye contact with him. It makes him nervous to talk at first, and they acted like he wasn't even there. Bitch! If you ask why I didn't start a conversation about this instead and just went quiet, I was sad about my son only getting 2 minutes of attention, some handshakes, some back rubs, and that's it. I was too busy with the thought that, I don't know, they just seemed too happy. I just couldn't bring the topic about my son into this. And it's like, that's the thing too. You don't want to seem like you're being a bitch or a party pooper because you don't want them to just disregard your child. You know what I'm saying? Like, continuing. And it's not like I didn't let them be happy and celebrate my nephew because he deserves it. But they already did 2 celebrations before they came to visit. So he already got his celebration. They already gave him his congratulations. She 100% made that about her. Now I'm not on the fence. Fuck that bitch. Because girl, you had this whole celebration for this child beforehand. And I figured this stuff y'all did too. It felt in my brain. I said it earlier before I read this edit. I felt like she was just using this to drag attention away from your situation to bring it to her son. Because who does that shit? Like, continuing. The celebration of achieving remission and the celebration of the bell ring. The documentations is there in our group chat. I congratulated them and I was happy for them. When my nephew was first diagnosed, my sister asked me a lot of questions, and I was happy to answer and helping when I can. Was it too much if I expected that dinner to be my son's turn to get attention, recognition, and love? No. He already got his celebration. Like, I'm confused here. Lastly, many of you assumed it was jealousy because my nephew is now in remission and my son isn't. That isn't even a factor. But what I really feel isn't about the cancer or jealousy of his remission. Rather the sadness because my son wanted to build a relationship with my parents, my siblings, and his cousins. They only met each other in person twice. This is only y'all 3rd time seeing this baby? Of course, because he's probably been in and out of hospital his whole life. Okay, I'm getting mad. They don't have the strongest bond, but my son loves them dearly. It's sad because the desire is not achieved. I understand we are far away. They are closer, and of course they are already comfortable with each other, and they know each other well. So we just want to try. My son just wants to try. Fuck you, motherfuckers, okay? Really. It's pathetic when I know that they don't have any effort to be closer to us. But I still hope they will shower my son with love that he actually deserves. Like I said, fuck these motherfuckers. Y'all only met this baby twice. This is your third time meeting him. This nephew already got his celebration. And I would love to know how long he's been in remission. I would love to know when he got his bell ring. Because if it's been months since he's had that, or even several weeks since he's had that, bitch, fuck you. Well, especially when you see my baby sitting over here weak and stuff, and y'all ignoring him, acting like he's not there. Child. No, OP, once again, you are not the asshole. Just reconfirming what the hell I thought. Y'all ignored this baby. Y'all barely know him. Y'all see him sitting at the end of the table weak. Y'all know that he wants to talk to y'all and get to know y'all because you've never fucking met the boy damn near. You don't even know anything about him. And you take this time to snatch it away. And then for y'all to say, the mother to say, just be grateful that he's not dead. Bitch, you wouldn't have been able to finish that sentence fucking with me. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off this story. You're not the asshole, OP. I wish your baby a happy recovery. And I understand this is your family, but sometimes you gotta choose your family. Because just because they're your relatives doesn't mean that they're your family. Ciao. Moving on. All right, society, that is it for this freaking video, y'all. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, share, and comment because you know I love to read your beautiful, beautiful comments. And make sure to subscribe if you're new. Hi, I am Koi. I would love for you to join my wonderful, crazy, psychotic society. Love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.